Welcome to the 5-Minute Disasters podcast from 5minutedisasters.com, where each week we uncover worldwide disasters in about 5 minutes. If you enjoy the show and would like to support us, why not consider buying us a coffee? Head on over to 5minutedisasters.com/coffee to see how. This is episode 5, Mount Vesuvius and the Destruction of Pompeii. Mount Vesuvius, located near the Bay of Naples in Italy, is one of the most famous volcanoes in the world, known primarily for its catastrophic eruption in 79 CE that led to the destruction of the Roman cities of Pompeii, Herculaneum, and several other settlements. The eruption of Vesuvius has remained etched in history as one of the most significant volcanic disasters, its aftermath preserving a vivid snapshot of Roman life, frozen in time under layers of ash. The event not only obliterated the ancient cities, but also served as a sobering reminder of nature's destructive power. Vesuvius had been dormant for centuries before its devastating eruption, and the residents of Pompeii and Herculaneum were largely unaware of the impending danger. The Roman population living in the shadow of Vesuvius had no concept of volcanology as we understand it today. They lived relatively peacefully, surrounded by fertile lands made possible by volcanic soil, which allowed the region to thrive agriculturally. Pompeii, in particular, was a prosperous city known for its bustling streets, elaborate homes, and a thriving trade industry. On the 24th of August, 79 CE, however, everything changed. The eruption of Vesuvius began with a violent explosion, sending a column of ash, pumice, and gases high into the sky. Pliny the Younger, a Roman author and witness to the event from across the bay in Misenum, provided one of the only contemporary accounts of the disaster in letters written to the historian Tacitus. He described a massive cloud resembling a pine tree rising into the air and blocking out the sun. As the day turned to night, the city of Pompeii was plunged into darkness, with only the crackling of volcanic explosions and the steady fall of ash and pumice offering any indication of the catastrophe unfolding. For the citizens of Pompeii, the early stages of the eruption likely caused panic, but they were not immediately aware of the scale of the disaster. Many sought refuge indoors, thinking they could outlast the storm of ash. However, as the eruption intensified, heavier materials, such as pumice stones, began to fall, collapsing roofs and trapping those inside. Some residents attempted to flee towards the sea, but as the eruption progressed, a pyroclastic surge, a fast-moving flow of hot gas, ash, and rock, swept through Pompeii, killing anyone who remained in the city almost instantly. Herculaneum, located closer to the volcano, suffered a similar fate. Initially shielded from the ashfall due to wind patterns, Herculaneum's residents were lulled into a false sense of security. However, they were soon caught in the path of pyroclastic surges, which buried the town under approximately 20 meters of volcanic material. While Pompeii was blanketed in several meters of ash, preserving many buildings and artifacts, Herculaneum was encased in volcanic mud, which helped to protect even more delicate structures like wooden beams and foodstuffs, offering a unique window into Roman life. In total, it is estimated that over 16,000 people perished in the eruption. The speed and ferocity of the volcanic flows left little chance for escape. Bodies were preserved where they fell, many of them found in the famous pugilistic pose, with their limbs curled and hands raised to their faces, which is often mistakenly interpreted as a last act of protection against the searing heat, but which, in reality, is a physiological response to the heat which causes shrinkage of body tissue due to dehydration. The destruction of Pompeii and Herculaneum went largely forgotten in the centuries that followed. While stories of the disaster persisted, it wasn't until the 18th century that systematic excavations of the cities began. The rediscovery of Pompeii in particular captivated the imagination of the world. The city had been almost perfectly preserved, its streets, homes, and public spaces offering an unparalleled glimpse into daily life during the height of the Roman Empire. Paintings, mosaics, pottery, and even graffiti were uncovered, revealing intimate details of the residents' lives, from their religious practices to their culinary habits. The bodies of the victims, encased in ash, were preserved as plaster casts when archaeologists poured plaster into the hollow spaces left by the decomposed bodies. The eruption of Vesuvius remains one of the best documented volcanic events in history, not only because of its tragic human toll, but also because of the exceptional preservation of the affected cities. Modern volcanology owes much to the study of Vesuvius, with scientists using the site to learn more about pyroclastic flows, eruption patterns, and the long-term effects of volcanic activity. Vesuvius itself remains an active volcano, with its most recent eruption occurring in 1944 during World War II. Despite its current dormancy, the possibility of another eruption remains a source of concern for the densely populated area around Naples. The destruction of Pompeii is often framed as a tragic yet invaluable historical event. The disaster preserved in stunning detail a Roman city in its final moments, allowing historians, archaeologists, and the general public to learn more about the ancient world. The human cost of the disaster, however, was immense. Entire families were wiped out, their lives cut short by a force of nature they had no way of predicting or understanding. Their fates serve as a poignant reminder of the unpredictable power of the natural world. Today, the ruins of Pompeii and Herculaneum are UNESCO World Heritage Sites, visited by millions of tourists each year. These sites, alongside the looming presence of Mount Vesuvius, remain a testament to both the fragility of human life and the enduring legacy of one of the most infamous natural disasters in history. While the eruption of 79 CE decimated entire cities, it also immortalized them, forever preserving a moment in time under layers of ash and stone. I hope you enjoyed that episode of the 5-Minute Disasters podcast from 5minutedisasters.com. If you did, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And while you're there, why not leave us a review? Also, please consider listening to our other 5-minute podcasts, which you can find at 5minuteproductions.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.